Hello, welcome to my channel once again. In the last video, we saw how we could receive just a single message. So, let me share my screen. Yeah, so the code we are going to be using today is a lot similar to what we used in the last video. So we saw how we could receive just a single message. And one thing of note was that two things actually. The first thing is that instead of receive messages that we have here in the last video, we had just receive message because we wanted to pick just a single message. And the second thing of note is that for our receive mode, instead of receive and delete, what we had was pick. We had pick lock, but that was what we had. So you can see we can also do this. We are still going to try this, but what we want to do first is to receive and delete because this video is mainly about receiving messages. So want to receive and delete, and I believe we know what receiving means. So we are trying to dequeue. So a particular message have been addressed. We now want to remove it from the queue. So that's what receive means in this context. So we are receiving two at a time. If you want to receive just one, then there's no need, you don't need to use receive messages. You can just use the receive message method. Then we are creating a loop here that gives us access to a lot more information as to what we can work with. We can access the sequence number as well. So if I wanted, I could also do underscore message dot sequence number to know the sequence number of this particular message. So we are using this loop because we have multiple messages. So I think let me run this. So it's still the same queue that we used in the last video that we are still using. This is the connection string and this is the queue name. So let's just get to it. Um, so let me just first of all show you, before I run this program, let me show you the Azure portal so that you would see the number of message that we have, and so that after it has received some messages, you'll be able to know that it's really working. Yeah, so this is our Azure portal. Take note of this. We have 4 messages in the queue, and our program is meant to receive 2. And if everything work according to plan, we should have only 2 messages remaining. So I've refreshed, it's still 4. So now let me go over to Visual Studio to run our application. So let me also show us the content before I go over to Visual Studio. Let's see the content. You can see the message text here. First message, second message, third message, fourth message. That's the content. So it's very simple. First, second, third, and fourth. And you can see delivery count over here is 1 because we ran it. We picked through it in in our last video. So let me go over to Visual Studio. So what I will do is let me run my application, then I would run I would share my output screen so that you will just see it directly. Hopefully there wouldn't be any issue. So I'm sharing my output screen now. Where's my output screen? I think it's still coming up, so I probably need to do it again. Share my output screen. Yeah, and we can see over here, first message, second message. So we can receive multiple messages at the same time. So these 2 messages have been dequeued. So if everything goes according to plan, if we should go over to our Azure portal, we shouldn't see the first and the second message anymore. So let me stop sharing and let me go to share my Azure portal. Yeah, so I believe you can see my Azure portal now. So I'm going to refresh this. Hopefully, um, the first two messages are out. And all these column headers here, you also have access to it. So instead of accessing the body that we access, you could also access the sequence number, you could access the message ID and a lot more content that you need to access. So let me refresh this. You can see queue is now, we have just two messages now. So initially it was four, now it's two. If I should pick from start, you're not going to see the first and the second message anymore. You can only see the third and the fourth message. Okay, so that makes sense. So I believe this is clear how you can receive multiple messages at the same time. If you want to receive just one message at the same, just one message, so our last video is helpful. So the only thing you need to do is, instead of using messages, you are going to use message, and instead of pick and delete, I mean, instead of pick lock, you are going to use receive and delete. So instead of pick lock that we have here, you just need to change it to receive and delete from our last video if you want to receive just a single message. So let me change this to pick lock. Let's try to pick the remaining messages that we have, the remaining two messages that we have. I hope you can see my screen. Yeah. Okay. So let me share the output screen. Um, yeah. So you can see I've been able to pick the third and the fourth. If I should go over to Azure portal again, you see that the third and the fourth message will still be listed there. So it has not been deleted because we didn't receive the message. We only look into it. So that's basically what we did here. So now we know how to pick multiple messages. We know how to receive multiple messages. We know how to pick a single message. We know how to receive a single message as well. And we also know how to send messages. Yeah, so if you find this video helpful, don't hesitate to like, share, and subscribe. Have a wonderful day, everyone. We're actually going somewhere. So at the end of this series, we are going to be seeing a real application that makes use of our job functions and uses this message triggers. So when certain message appear, is triggered, certain functions are utilized. So all these are just the foundation. We are laying the bedrock for what is to come in the future. So you are going to see the usefulness of all this very soon. Okay, so like, share, and subscribe. Have a good day.